Hello, how you all doing? I'm just noodling about, having a play actually. Not particularly looking to write anything, I don't think, but just having a play around with different sounds and see if anything inspires me. As you know, I've sort of finished the Orphan Epoch some time ago, and I spent most of last year doing other stuff, just doing the stuff I should have been doing when I was writing and producing an album, and writing, not writing, but producing stuff for other people as well, which was also nice. But it does take you away from your other lives, the other stuff you do. But I don't know about you, but I'm seeing there's a big change, I think, in the music industry, particularly in our little corner of it, a little village, if you like, of progressive rock. And it really worries me, this AI stuff that's coming now, and you've probably seen me talk about it online. I just find it so concerning that you can go to to software now, the likes of the things like Suno and other tools, that you can just put a prompt in, a text prompt, and get it to produce music for you, and we're starting to see those the results of those people messing around with that stuff and actually then releasing it as albums, which is just concerns me so much. Where does this end? I mean, we've already seen an album released onto Bandcamp that has no musicians on it. No musicians, no original musical input whatsoever. It's just basically recycled AI stuff from millions upon millions of musicians that have learnt their craft and committed their music and their craft to records and across decades. And this tool just has stolen all that, if you like, and someone can just come along and say, play me a 16-bar sequence of heavy rock or of jazz or whatever, and you can produce an album within a few days. Where does that leave a musician that spent tens of thousands of hours learning their craft? I don't know, and I think we've all got to work this out for ourselves and how we feel about this. I mean, as I said online, what I feel sorry for is that not so much people like me, where, I mean, luckily I started 2008 with Cosmograph. None of this was a thing back then. I mean, the most advanced thing you could do was use plugins and put your music into a DAW, into a digital audio workstation. But you had to be a musician you had to have a certain level of skill to do that, and to make a sound that somebody would listen to. Not a particularly virtuoso skill. I mean, I'm certainly not a virtuoso in any shape nor form, but it's having firstly the imagination, but also the ability to write, I think, is as much as anything. What defines you as an artist is your ability to write. It's not how you play, it's not how you how good you are at keeping time out, or how many notes you can play on a guitar in 10 seconds. None of those things are going to get you listened to for a long time. It's what people latch onto is your ability to write. And if people can go to the likes of these tools like Suno and these sort of tools, then, and just literally type in a few words, and what comes out is some sort of perfectly performed piece. Where's the value in that? I mean, I don't know, and I can sort of see the attraction if you're not a musician. If you're somebody that loves music and you want to see what it's like to write a song, and to get some sort of feedback for that, I can see that. I can understand that need to do that. But the second of the two examples that I've seen recently, where someone's put a completely AI-generated album on Bandcamp, the second one was done by someone that had abilities as a musician themselves, and was using AI to generate parts. I mean, I just don't understand that sort of mindset at all. Why would you go? It was like they're pressing the. Why would you go there? Well, they're pressing the "I give up" button. They're saying basically that I can't be bothered with this anymore. This writing music thing is a pain in the backside. I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to write a few text prompts and get some parts back and put that out as an album. You're sort of insulting your own craft. You're insulting the tens of thousands of hours that you put in to learn to be that musician in the first place. I just find that really sad. But also, what are you saying about the people that are going to listen to this? And there's no, they're deliberately sort of obscuring the fact that they're doing this. They're actually launching these albums as original pieces of work with actual musicians. It's the level of subterfuge about the whole thing, about pretending that it's a band and coming up with these sort of fake AI pictures of band members and things like that. I mean, really? I mean, what what are you doing? I don't understand it, and I find it really sad. But also, I think you're insulting your audience. You're basically saying, "I believe you're all mugs," because you can't tell the difference between AI and the real thing, and that's insulting to the audience too, or the people that followed them as their journey grew. It's a weird thing, but maybe you've got a different view. I find it sad. I mean, I'm sounding like some sort of technophobe, and I'm sat here in a studio that's got Logic and the latest Logic, and it's got plugins and goodness knows what. This sound I'm playing here is a plugin, but it's not AI. It's sound samples of a piano, of an actual electric piano, and I've had to learn how to play it to some extent. So I'm not a virtuoso keyboard player, but over many years I've found a voice, my voice, and that's what I put onto my record, and that's what I write with, and I use it to express myself, and I think that's maybe what we're missing. It's the self-expression. What's the point if there's no self-expression to it? It's the artist speaking to you in their words, but it's also them speaking to you in their voice of music, the ability of what they can play. The very limits of what they can do is the character of their playing. I don't play in a say if I'm playing guitar, I don't play in a don't particularly shred or I don't have a virtuosity in sort of modal theory and things like that, but I have got a sort of set of parameters that I lean into to express myself. And that becomes the character of my work. And it's the same with the keyboard. There's only certain sort of chords and things that I can play, and a certain ability that I've got. Certain canons and certain techniques and muscle memories that I return to, and that's all about being a human, all about being a human musician, and that's what gives you your defining characteristics that people gravitate to as when you like an artist. You like the way they play, or you don't like the way they play, so you move on and find someone that you do. I just think that we're losing that, or maybe we're not. Maybe we're not losing it. I'm just threatened by it, maybe. And that brings on another sort of aspect of this is, should we start to call this stuff out? Should we just say, we're not tolerating this. We want real music played by real musicians. Again, as I said online, I could spend my time pointing these people out, or these albums out, not for the purposes of, causing a lot of friction, and although that will happen, of course, but I'm not here to piss people off, but for the good of the community, for the good of music and letting people know that I hear you, I can hear your fakeness, I can hear your fake AI music, and I, for one, am standing up to say I don't want it. I don't want fake music. I want real music, and I hope other people do too. Or that's one thing I can do, or I can just ignore it, and I can just concentrate on my own craft and just get on with it. This is what we've got to decide as musicians. What do you do? I've got friends I know that will just take the latter. They will just ignore what's going on, and they'll just carry on doing what they do. But I just feel sorry for the guys that are starting now. They have to try and justify to their audiences why they're taking, thousands of days or whatever, or thousands of hours to produce, and they're spending thousands of pounds as well to produce these albums, and they are competing against people that are literally pressing a few buttons and producing an album, within a few days, and they're getting the same airplay in the same places. That's not right. That's just not right at all. So I'll leave that thought with you, but I don't know whether to keep ranting and keep pointing these things out, or I'm going for my own mental health, I think it's probably not a good idea. Perhaps I just need to get on with what I'm doing and forget all about it. But I just thought I'd share that with you, really. I think it's a really important thing that's happening. Whether you agree with what's happening or don't agree, I think you need to know about it. You need to know what's going on. And musicians are looking at it. They may not be as public as me in voicing their concerns, but it's all happening around us. And I think we have to consider that. Anyway, I'll leave you with that thought. But there you go. See you soon.